Hello, true duelists. My name's Craig Fee, and as always, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. Yeah, that's the way I'm going about addressing the fact that there's just a reflection of me right here on the screen. But if I turn it on, then the bright light is glaring on the left side of my face, and it fucks with the camera's shitty enough as it is. Swablu is fading into oblivion in the grainy mess that is this highly overpriced webcam. Either way, welcome to June. Happy Pride Month. Gay Karibo on standby as always. There's some stuff going on this month, and that is, of course, in regards to the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! First and foremost, the beginning of the World Championship qualifiers will be taking place towards the end of June, with the Central American WCQ taking place on the weekend of June 21st to 23rd, and the Oceanic World Championship qualifiers, as well as the South American World Championship qualifiers, both taking place on the weekend of June 28th through to the 30th. So the back 2 weekends of June are just boom, boom, event after event there. 3 events, and one deck's gonna win them all. But we don't have to talk about that quite yet. We'll go over that when we get to YCS Indy. Still, those are your biggest events coming up this month in regards to the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And also in regards to news of events, Konami did announce YCS Orlando, Florida would be happening. Not this month, however, instead next year. Yes, in February 1st and 2nd, 2025. This is neither the YCS TBA that was teased some weeks back, nor is it in Europe, which continues to confuse and astound all of us, because I saw one person on Twitter just say anything. Just say that they're not even happening. Why do we have to be in this purgatory of nothingness? Just tell us they're dead. It's easier to move on when we know that they're dead, Konami. Just let us know Europe died, and we can all move on, and MBT can be more right about all of the TCG being exclusively the United States of America. What else is big this week? This month, I should say. The release of 2 sets, both OTS Pack 25 on June 12th, as well as the Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge on the 20th. Battles of Legend will be bringing with it the new Terminal World deck support, that being the Ice Barrier, the Gen X, the Infernoid, and the Ritual Beast. And some of these decks look like they're going to be really cool and slightly better now, and some of them look like Konami desperately wants you to just imperm one card exactly specifically all the time always. So that's terrific card design on their front. But if you're looking forward to it, great news. It's fucking 2 weeks away, just in time for the WCQ season. Could Gen X steal a top? That's a fucking sentence and a half. I wouldn't have believed you at all if you told me that some number of years ago. But now, I still don't believe you, even seeing everything that's happened. That's it. That's all the new stuff coming up. So let's go over YCS Windy Bindy Indy, and then we'll get on to those lovely cards coming in OTS Pack 25. Yes, YCS Indianapolis happened this past weekend, and boy, you almost would think you were in 2023 the way Discourse went, but that's apparently the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Still, before I get ahead of myself, we have to acknowledge the single greatest thing to have happened at the event, and that was the fact that Konami, on some level, did acknowledge Elemental Hero Air Neos. Air Neos has not been printed since its initial printing in 2007, was it? It's never received a reprint, and there's rampant speculation as to why it is Konami will not reprint Air Neos, from who has the rights to the copyright of the art relative to the anime, to how many bags of chips that one dude ate. There's nobody knows. It's just things being said, not unlike the things that happen in this video and on this channel. Still, we did not get the art, but we got the name after one lovely duelist said it was their favorite card, which tells us that they're willing to say the name of the card, they just aren't willing to put it on the screen. We can test this further by summoning it in a duel, but that would require playing Neos to some success on a feature match. Easier said than done, that's all I'll say about that. Still, with that lovely bit of positivity out of the way, we can get on to the thing that everyone loved to do most in regards to YCS Indianapolis: bitch about Yu-Gi-Oh! You see, Top 32 had a handful of Snake-Eye decks. Just a smidge-meter of Snake-Eye decks in the top cut. Look at that right there. Yeah, most of the pie chart, isn't it? It's not really surprising in the grand scheme of things that the best deck performed the best. Where the shock comes in is how dominant it still is. We got a ban list to address it in the form of hitting Barone, Savage, and Linkuriboh, but that really didn't touch Snake-Eye, and so there was debate of how much is that going to impact the tops. And if you'd been paying attention to regional tops and national tops in Europe over the past couple of weeks, you might assume that Snake-Eye wasn't quite this dominant. Tenpai had been winning some events and certainly topping at like the 20-ish% amount, give or take. That's totally a real and accurate number. Trust me, dude. I looked it up once 3 days ago. Either way, it wasn't this dominant, and people are pretty damn sick of Snake-Eye because people want something different. When you're watching the exact same duel over and over, it feels like, of lobbing hand traps and just trying to resolve Snake-Eye Ash to the best of the ability, it can get somewhat tiresome. And the farther you get into top 32, the more dominant it got. Tenpai only got one deck in top 32 that made it to top 16, which I believe I predicted last week, so kudos to me. And if I didn't and I'm lying to you, I'm going to go edit that video and change myself to look smart retroactively, because that's what we do here in journalism land, is we fucking lie. I'm not trying to make a larger comment than I am currently making. Still, one Tenpai, one Voiceless Voice even, and I think the second best deck is like Runic Stun with 2 tops and Pure Melodious with 2 tops. It's bad out there. Granted, I can understand something like, well, there's no reason to play Voiceless Voice, because if you're going to build a board, why not play the deck that builds the best board? So it's like, it's in the same, genre of deck that Snake-Eye is in, is what I'm trying to get at. But it's still just, it's like watching that feature match with Pack where it was branded versus branded and they both puppet locked. It's just puppets. It's just like we can't keep allowing this to happen, can we? But we do. And top 8 had a single Labyrinth deck, which I believe was the same guy who said his favorite card was Air Neo, so shoutouts to Raymond. But regardless, by top 4, it's Snake-Eye. By the time top 4 had been locked in, we knew Snake-Eye won its 8th YCS in a row. Just a tiny bit dominant, just a tiny bit long-lived since February. Either way, shoutouts, of course, to the winner of the event. Regardless of how you feel about the tournament, it still required you to play damn good and damn well and be damn good to win, and that's why Paulo da Silva ultimately won it for the one and only
Brazil.
I hope that edit worked out well enough, because I'm not doing anything to fix it. Still, huge shoutouts to Paulo, huge shoutouts to Brazil for winning the event, because apparently that's how it works. I'm not going to argue it. And it's Snake-Eye. He won with a Snake-Eye deck. And you know what that means. When Snake-Eye's this dominant, the Yu-Gi-Oh community can only talk about one thing and one thing only. Tier limit. I don't know what it is. This whole community seems stun-locked on tier limit. It's actually my least favorite thing in the world, is no matter what deck is doing whatever, what format you're in, what game you're playing, be it Edo Pro or Master Duel or the TCG or Dueling or whatever, it's just tier limit. It's just everyone can't shut the fuck up about tier limit for 16 goddamn seconds to talk about the current format. How did we get to this point? I get it, because it's like, tier 0 or tier 0-esque, and the last tier 0, that was better than this one, and all that fun stuff. But I am so sick of the goddamn tier limit discussion. I've heard every take there is. You either hate it or you cool. Fucking congratulations. Tweet about it. And they do constantly, all of the time. And it's incredibly aggravating to me. And I'm just kind of fucking heated about it in general. So can we just shut the fuck up about tier limit and talk about how shitty Snake-Eye is because of the ways it's shitty? Like, Snake-Eye sucks because of the hand traps, and Snake-Eye sucks because it's one-card combos and really abusive end boards, and Snake-Eye sucks because they look fucking weird, and that's like, cool. I'm fine hearing that. It's at least a little bit different than the same goddamn rhetorics around goddamn tier limit being either the best thing or the worst thing to have ever happened that I've been hearing for the last, 18 months. It's not 2022. Can we please move on? And yeah, that's it. So let me fuck you, YCS Indianapolis. You son of a bitch. You're tier limits in disguise the whole way down. And taking a quick peek at what Konami revealed to us from OTS Pack 25, also known as the pack Australia won't be receiving for quite some time due to the fact that I don't know, Konami and or God hates you down there. I got nothing for you. I apologize to my Australian viewers, but the joke doesn't get old. Only the amount of time you have to wait for your OTS packs does. Or so I'm not clever enough off the fucking dome, apparently. Either way, OTS Pack 25 did get a bit of a previewing from Konami themselves, showing us the 3 ultimate rares of the set, that being the already known Exodia the Forbidden One, as well as Snake-Eye Ash and Diviner of the Herald. This is interesting because it means Snake-Eye Ash has an ultimate rare reprint, and hints that probably maybe they won't be banning it? Who knows exactly to say for sure. It's not like that's a guaranteed thing or not, but Fenrir, Rhino Heart, and Sprite Blue all got ultimates, and none of them got hit, so take it and run with it and cry about it and tweet about it, because that's all we know how to do. But either way, the cards have the gold text. Those are your ultimate rares. Love them or hate them. They also showed Fire King Island, and if it's not a super rare, I'm going to laugh, because apparently this card only gets the Peasant Rare printing, and an Infernoid token, which is fitting for the upcoming Battles of Legend Terminal world and appropriate, but it still always makes me laugh that we never actually got a Sword Soul token nor an Adventure token during formats where those two decks were incredibly strong and dominant at one point or another. We still just don't have tokens for those decks. But now here, like 7, 8, 9, coming up on 10 for Infernoid, we're finally getting some Infernoid tokens, so that's cool. A little capsule, little battery, little dude, little fellow, little token. You can get it at OTS Pack 25. How snifty and nifty. You want something else that's nifty? I'll just throw it in now. It's Rage of the Abyss also got its TCG release date confirmed for October the 11th. This will have a new TCG exclusive type, and by type I mean archetype, because I forgot to put Arca in front of type. Shut up. And it's going to be following the new set that we're getting in the Infinite Forbidden, the new TCG debut. So Wave 1 will be in the Infinite Forbidden, and then Wave 2 will be in the Raging of the Abyss and whatnot. And that's cool, because that means that the first wave will be somewhat promising, and you'll all hope and cope, and I'll be right there with you coping and hoping. And then Wave 2 will suck and be underwhelming, and you'll look at a card from Wave 1 and go, how are you still like $30? Because that's just a TCG exclusive way, baby. We don't make good cards anymore. We stopped doing that after, I think, Spiral. And even then, the OCG gave us what made Spiral. We stopped, okay? It's done. We're done with it. We don't do that anymore. We do not do that here. Shoutouts to the fucking Marvel meme. Sick, dude. And what are some other oddball news that we got? The Konami EU Twitter account tweeted out the Lightsworn structure deck from 2014. I think that's getting a reprint, but I think that might only be in Europe. I'm literally looking at it right now. It's available now, and if I click on more details, it tells me that it's released June 6, a decade later. Europe is just getting the Lightsworn structure deck, so take those, buy them, don't go to a YCS, because you literally can't on your entire fucking continent, and run with it. That's super cool. I'm really glad that Lightsworn is getting so much love out of nowhere this year, between this reprint and the Light Destruction reprint in August. It makes a lot of sense, and I'm glad. I know they were in Legacy of Destruction, so reprint every set they've ever been in. No, that tracks. We're definitely just following a pattern at this point. Thank you very much, Konami. Other neat things include the Fire King release in Master Duel. My buddy has been talking about how hyped he is to be playing exactly that deck in Master Duel, and that is start playing it, so kudos, Jake. You get to play those cards on Master Duel, and then I'll play in paper, because I'm still playing Tri-Brigade Fire King, and I find it so underwhelming. Does anyone else find Tri-Brigade to just be incredibly boring? Am I hating your favorite deck right now? I don't care. It's just like, I keep doing the plays, and I'm like, yep. And Shurig, I guess. Yeah, cool. Fucking, yep. I clearly need to commit to the chicken bombs. Either way, wrapping this all up was, of course, the big fat anime featuring not actually the anime, but just like a 10-second commercial of the 3 decks featured in the Tactical Tri-Decks being released in the OCG. That, of course, being Evil Twin, Cyber Dragon, and Eld Lich. Again, more fancy animation, more, damn, I wish we had an anime of it, and more absolute nothing from Konami in regards to if that's happening or not. So that's cool. Big thanks to that. And if you liked them, hope you'll like watching 10 seconds on repeat. But then again, it's fucking TikTok and Vine and all that jazz has been teaching us to do that already. So good on you, Konami. You're just following the trend that we've already set for ourselves and our never-ending quest for brain rot. And so that'll wrap it up. I'm done rambling. I'm done yapping for today. Thank you, of course, as always, to LIFD and the Magnetic Display for the support. This is a lovely product that I do not have with me currently, but it's super dope, and I can put all your favorite cards on display. There's a 1 set, there's a 3 set. Promo code YGOStrats15 in the checkout, or click the link in the description. Either way, if you want to support the channel, you can do so, and if you don't, you can enjoy this incoherent rambling, because that's the other way to do it. Those are your 2 options. That's it. I'm not giving you another one. I don't believe in Patreon, or I'm too lazy. You tell me. Thanks to LIFD, as always, for the support, and thank you for watching. As always, I'm your host, Craig Fee. Make sure you subscribe. Not only will you be impressing that smoking Italian wife, you'll immediately, contractually, and factually become a true duelist. And what more could you possibly want than that? That's it. Maybe next week I'll have a fucking scrap. I need to fucking shake this shit up, baby. Let's fucking see you in Neversville.